Hello, welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we're meeting. Today we are going to be making some tomato soup. I love tomato soup and I want to pressure can it so that it's shelf stable for while I'm not on my feet after my op that's coming up in less than 2 weeks now. I'm really nervous about having it done. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, you know, like I suffer from anxiety and I have PTSD and I don't know, I'm just getting all those, you know, feels of anything that could go wrong will go wrong, you know, because if you suffer from anxiety, you understand what I'm saying. And yeah, I'm just feeling really overwhelmed at the moment. Not gonna cry. But as you know, I'm me. I'm real, and I'm just feeling blah. You know, just blah. I can't explain it. Anyway, this was not the intro that I was going to be filming. We're going to be making tomato soup. I have the big tins of tomatoes. I still have, I think maybe about 8 or 9 of those left. So I'm going to grab, probably go with one of those tins. I think it's 2.25. So I'm going to go and grab one of those tins and we're going to grab some of the other ingredients. We're going to cook it up on the stove and then we will pressure can it. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to get negative Nelly. All right, I'm going to grab the stuff. 11. I have 11 cans of these still left. Lots and lots of tomato products, and I brought these well over a year ago now. Okay, so I've got some diced tomatoes, 2.5 kilos actually. I've grabbed like 3 carrots. I've got some of my frozen celery. I thought, well, I might grab one of those packets of the zucchinis that I did in one of my last videos. Some garlic, and I will grab a couple of onions as well. So I'm just going to prep all these veggies. Everything's going to be whizzed up anyway. But I will throw it all into a pot and then we'll just start cooking it down. Yeah, bung everything into the pot and just start cooking it down. I'm not even going to fry off the garlic and the onions and stuff like that. Just going to throw it all into the pot. I'm just going to, I've got myself another can opener. So that's what, can opener number 3. But it's getting these big tins nice and easily. I also want to say thank you to everybody who is emailing me at the moment. I get so many emails. I'm sorry, I just can't reply to them all. Lots and lots of offers. Very kind, generous people offering to, you know, fix my oven and my drawers and all those sorts of things. And I really appreciate it, and it's so nice of you to do so. But honestly, husband will get round to it at some point. Hubby's just so, you know, busy with running the farm and all the things, and of course he's a farrier as well, so he works all the hours under the sun, so I'm sure he will get round to it when he can. But in the meantime, yeah, you'll just have to put up with me and my spoon and whatnot. So I'm going to chuck all this into this big pot. And I'm going to rinse this out as well, because that will give me some liquid as well. So I'm also going to throw in some of that celery, not too much. I don't want it to overpower. I'm going to throw in the zucchini, the garlic, and I'm just going to chop up the onions and grate the carrots. You could add other vegetables in your tomato soup if you like, but I'm just using these ingredients for today.
Everything's in here now. Well, almost everything. I'm going to put some herbs in here as well. I prefer a creamy tomato soup, but I'm not going to add that into this simply because I'm going to pressure can it and I don't want the cream in there. I'm going to add the cream later on when I am heating it up. So I've got some dried herbs here. Got some basil. Pop that in there, and some oregano, and might actually add a little bit more water as well. And I've just got some stock powder, so I've just got a vegetable stock powder here. You could use chicken if you like. I'm just going to pop a couple of tablespoons worth. So I'm just going to cook this down for a while, maybe about half an hour. And once all the veggies are cooked, I will get my stick blender out and we will stick blend it. But of course this is a tomato product, so I'm going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and a little bit of brown sugar. That's just to help cut down the acidity of the tomatoes. So we'll start with all that, let that cook down, let the veggies soften, get the stick blend it, and then yeah, I'll thin it down a little bit more if it needs thinning down. So I'm just going to turn this down because I don't want to burn the bottom. And yeah, we'll come back in half an hour when that's done. So some of the other things that well, I've already done the chicken drums, and I do have some chicken breast meals left in the freezer as well, but I plan on doing 2 more big freezer meal videos, and I've got a whole heap of beef ones that I'm going to do, some more chicken ones, and just a couple of meal kits that I'm going to make up as well. And of course I'll bring you along for those videos as well. And what I plan to do is, for those videos, I'm going to put them in part 1 and part 2. So I mean, I could, if my knees were fine, I could make them all in one go, but I don't want to put that much pressure on myself. So there'll be 2-part videos, but I will provide a printed kit that goes with it. So it tells you the pre-prep that you need to do, the shopping lists, everything, so that you can make these freezer meals for yourself. So hopefully that helps you guys along the way as well. But by the time I do those freezer meals, and by the time I've done everything else that I've done, I should have a good month's worth of freezer meals that I can just pull out of the freezer. And either I do know I'm going to be on crutches, but I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on crutches. So I'll be able to just sort of, you know, like put something in the slow cooker or in the oven or something, and husband can finish the prep when he gets home. Yeah, so that's the idea anyway. So anyway, I will be back when this is all cooked and ready. If you wanted to make something similar, but you obviously, you can make this with smaller cans of tomatoes, of course, and they're relatively cheap to buy. Probably like maybe 3 or 4 cans would make quite a lot of soup. And you can also do it with fresh tomatoes by just banging them in the oven, and I'd roast them up, take the cores out and roast them up. So this recipe would work either way. Alright, this is well and truly done. Full of lots of lovely veggies. Alright, we're going to whiz that now. Alright, and I'm just going to give this a little try and make sure that all the flavourings are good to go. It's going to be super hot. It's so cold here today. I need some more sugar. It's very, very acidic. And I've just realised I haven't used any tomato paste. So I'm just using my little tomato paste pucks. There's 4, I'm going to put 6. And that will give it quite a bit more richness as well. Of course, if you don't want to add sugar, you don't have to add sugar. It's purely personal preference. And it needs some salt. Actually, I haven't added any salt other than what is in the stock. So we're going to go with probably 1.5 teaspoons. It's a huge pot. And some pepper. So we're just going to let that tomato paste melt and then we'll come back to it. Right, the soup is all done, but I forgot, because I had such a, I don't know, a not so wonderful start to this video. Not that there's anything wrong with getting upset or feeling overwhelmed or anything. I'm sure many of you feel the same way sometimes. I'm just, yeah. I forgot to show you this beautiful apron that a viewer sent me, and she got my logo put on it, and I absolutely love it, and she put it on a tea towel as well, and on a wooden spoon, and I got such the surprise, and honestly it made my day. Not that I expect anything, but I've been looking for a place that would put my logo on, especially an apron, because you know I love my pennies. So it's great to know that I can actually get that done now, and you know, later on maybe I might be able to sell them, and some of you might like to have one on, so when you're in the kitchen with me, you might feel like you're in the kitchen with me. Anyway, another digression, but I've grabbed my big canner and I've grabbed a whole heap of jars, and today my
what do you call it, dishwasher is half full, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to hand wash the jars. And then I filled them with really hot water. The soup has cooled down just a little bit, so I think between the three I should be about right for the right heat. So I'm just going to come down, I'm going to pop them into these jars, and then we're going to pressure cook. Now the biggest jars I've got here are quart size, so quart size, it's 60 minutes in the pressure canner. So I've put 3 quarts of water, hot water, in the bottom of my canner. I've got the rack in there, and I'm just going to grab my funnel and we're going to start filling these up. I need some vinegar. Right, I'll bring you down anyway. I'm just putting a little bit of vinegar in a little dish so that I can wipe the rims of my jars. I need a ladle. Alright, don't mind my dog, the school bus has turned up. So I'm just going to ladle the soup into here. And because I added extra vegetables into this, tomatoes are usually fine to water bath, but as I just said, I've added extra vegetables into this, so this needs to be pressure canned. So I'm bringing it to about an inch of head space, round about that. I need some paper towel. I'm just going to give this a good wipe down. Oh, and I need seals and screw bands. And you just want that finger tight. This one's a ball. So I've got 2 pint jars, and then the rest are smaller jars. But you still process it for the biggest jar. And of course I've checked for chips and all that sort of stuff in my canner jars. Now, I'm not sure if it's a gold band or silver. Oh yeah, gold's fine. Silver's fine. These are pint jars, beautiful kiwi jars. Get a lot of requests as to what sort they are, and they're sort of like a square jar that is produced, well, it's sold in New Zealand. They're called Good Life jars. I'll do these 2 first. And I might save some for my dinner tonight. Seeing I'm having a bit of a blah day. And have a night of cooking.
cooking, doing dishes, all the things. I haven't pressure canned with these ones before, so it'll be interesting to see how they hold up. And this one's just a lug lid. And get one more. And the rest will be my dinner. That is the perfect amount. I don't think I even showed you the soup in the end, but beautiful rich soup. And I'm just going to chuck the rest of my vinegar in there, and I'm going to put my top on. I'm just going to check that I can see through the vent hole, which I can, and that everything looks to be in good order. Everything's tight. And you're just going to line up the two arrows. Okay, so there we go. So I've got that on high, and we're going to wait for this little venting thing to come up, and then we're going to vent for 10 minutes, and then after we vent for 10 minutes I will put on the weight. For us, my elevation, it's 10 pounds of pressure, and then they will be shelf stable. So yeah, so 10 pounds of pressure, 60 minutes, because my biggest jar is a quart size jar, and then once it's finished I will let it come down to pressure, and then I will once this little vent has popped down, I will then give it 10 minutes, and then I'll slightly ajar, and then I'll give it another 10 minutes, and then I'll take the lid off, and then I give it another 10 minutes. I like to just let the contents just really come down nicely. I'm in no rush, so it's fine just to give it a little bit of extra time and be a little bit of an overkill really. But yeah, so I'm going to have a clean up, put the rest of the dishes in the dishwasher. I'm going to have a night off cooking because I'm going to have the soup for my dinner, and I'm going to go and binge watch something. I don't know about you, but yeah, if I'm feeling a bit, you know, bit blah, I like to just relax and sit and watch a bit of mindless sort of TV. Married at First Sight, yeah, I love Australian Married at First Sight, and it's finished now, and yeah, we'll just find something else to watch. I actually love to read. I really love to read, but I don't have any new books, so I really should look at some new books, and I might actually get a couple of books, so when I've got my time off during my recoup, then yeah, might just take that little bit of time and maybe read some books. That'd be really cool. So if you've got some cool books, leave some ideas in the comments as well. Alright, well yeah, I'll bring you back when I'm taking these out of the canner, and we'll have a look at what it looks like once it's all finished. Gosh, sorry it's dark now and the lighting's not the best. This is down to 0, so I can take that off, and just going to lift the lid a little. Now I'm going to give it another 10 minutes and let it sort of calm down,
and then I will bring it out. I'm going to heat up some for my dinner. When you add the cream to it, the sweetness of the cream just mellows out the tomato soup even more. Yeah, so we'll give that a good 10 minutes, and in the meantime I'm going to heat up some soup, and actually I'll show you what the soup looks like at the end. So I've got a big cream, and it's best before the 9th, and I haven't used any of it, so I need to do something with this cream in the next 2 days. I'm going to pop lots of cream in the soup, and like I said, that just really mellows out the flavour of the soup as well, because the cream's quite rich. A bit more. Oh, I know a recipe I can bring you that will use up some cream. It's like a raspberry cream bun. So I haven't made some for ages, and I put it on my Facebook group. If you didn't know, I've got a Facebook group, the same name, Farmer's Wife Homestead. So look that up and give me a follow, because I've got loads of recipes on there that I've shared over the years and that I haven't even made videos for. So yeah, maybe tomorrow we could make some raspberry cream buns and whip up some cream, and yeah, I might have to think about doing some desserts. Maybe I should make some pies as well. But otherwise what I will do is turn the rest into butter. So that's what I do when I have leftover cream. Okay, so far so good. There's no buckling or broken jars, so that's always a bonus. Looking very hot. So now that I've taken the lid off, I'm just going to leave it another 5 minutes just to let it sort of like, it's quite cold in the kitchen. No. I might have put a little bit too much cream in now. Beautiful colour. Perfect. They all came out perfect. Contents is bubbling away. A little bit of seepage on this one, I think. Just a tiny bit. And all these lids will suck down as they start to cool. This is going to be so good for when I'm recuperating and I can just heat up a nice bowl of soup. I always like to have a bigger bowl and then have the smaller bowl inside that bigger bowl. You'll see what I mean about putting too much cream in. It's quite a light colour now. Yum. Perfect comfort food. It's going to be super hot. Yum. Oh yes. Just what the doctor ordered. Yum. Well, I'm going to go and enjoy that. Thank you for joining me.
I know it started off a little bit rocky, but I'm here to say we all have our bad days. We all sometimes feel like the weight is on our shoulders, and that's okay. I hope you're all well. Apologies for this horrendous lighting, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.